What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shree. Bad. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? It's a nice day outside. Spring light. A little windy. I ain't a fan of wind because in the springtime in New York City, when the wind comes, the coolness comes, and you don't want to see a nice, beautiful sun with no heat on it, right? Well, I don't. I'm from the West Indies. I sure as hell don't. But today is a New York pause COVID-19 update for that ass. I know you haven't heard from me for a while. And the reasoning is that I've been collecting information all over the place now. Our new pause date is June 13th. We are supposed to be on pause until June 13th. And as we're approaching closer to that date and other states are opening up and, having like soft pushes and things like this, including New York State, I realized that Cuomo is not going, no matter how good he was in handling this COVID-19 thing, I can't go to him as much as I used to. Okay? I can't. Unfortunately, I have to listen more to my mayor. Okay? And I can't stand Mayor de Blasio. I don't like his voice. I don't like how he talk. I don't like what he say. I don't like his freaking vague speak. I don't like none of that. I like you to be direct, to the point. Tell me what the fuck it is. If you don't know what it is, tell me you don't know what it is. Which is why I appreciated Cuomo as much as I did. Because even if he was on some snake shit and, he knew some things that he wasn't supposed to say, he's the type of person that will say, I'm not telling you that. As opposed to try to be subversive about shit. And then we find out and you look fucked up. He'll be like, I'm not telling you that, or, that ain't my concern. I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck about Trump. I ain't got nothing to do with Trump. This is my state here, right? The governor holds the state together. But now we have to separate New York City from New York State. All right? Now we have to do it. Before, we didn't have to do that shit. All of New York, state, city, upstate, downstate, because upstate is New York State, downstate is what New York State people call New York City. They call that downstate. So if you ever listen to Cuomo and he would be like, yeah, downstate, this and this will happen, he meant New York City. All right? Because we're further down on the state, the shape of the state. So, like I said, there's not a lot of reasonings for me to listen to Cuomo anymore. The same stats he gives is the same stats de Blasio gives, And the certain issues that we have in the city, it's not his place to answer that. You know what I'm saying? It's not my job to ask Cuomo about the freaking social distancing bullshit that the police was doing, which was the new stop and frisk. That's for my mayor to deal with, you fucked up piece of shit. That's for him to deal with, right? And for those of you who don't know, Mayor de Blasio has said that the police are no longer allowed to enforce social distancing rules, nor mask rules, because that was their way of cutting that police brutality bullshit out. No more rules on that. They ain't social distancing, fuck it, let them. They not wearing their mask, fuck it, let them. Because what's going on in New York City is, if you don't wear a mask, you can't go into no place of business. I don't give a fuck what the place of business is. Whatever's open right now, you cannot walk in there without a mask. Some places even say you can't walk in there without a mask and gloves. I'm not wearing no gloves in no hot ass weather. Nah. I wear gloves in the wintertime. I wear gloves when I gotta dye my hair or, do some deep cleaning with some bleach or some shit. I'm not wearing gloves outside in the middle of the freaking spring and summer. That's crazy. I keep my hands in my pockets. I'll pull out hand sanitizer or something like that. Wearing the goddamn mask outside is uncomfortable enough. And let's switch gears for a second to these masks. Because my last video, there was a young lady that commented on my comments, and she felt that I was fugazi because, you know, I was talking about wearing a mask, or I was doing my video wearing a mask. I gotta wear a mask, or I can't go buy no food to eat. Okay, I can't go in the supermarket without a mask. I can't even walk in the goddamn bodega to get a goddamn mask. I can't go to no liquor store to get no mask without a mask. I can't go in a restaurant without a mask. Any reason why I will go outside, even if it was a farmer's market, and I don't think they're open yet. They might be soon, but they're not right now. You know? Even if they were open right now, I guarantee you, I can't walk in them things without a mask. So no matter how much I don't like masks, I gotta wear that shit. If my face covering is dirty and I gotta do laundry, guess what? I'm slapping on a mask. But I'm gonna hit y'all in the head. The masks that I wear were made by black people, okay? Black-owned businesses made those masks, and I sure as hell bought them. I got a cute one. I got a basic black ninja one with the filter in it, made by a black man. His name is Netta Gold. He's on YouTube. You want to go check him out? Check him out. He talks mostly about black soap and things like this. But yo, go find NETERGOLD, Netter Gold. That's where I got my mask from. He not in New York. But if I got to do what I got to do, then I'm going to do it. All right, I need to buy some toilet paper, some Lysol, and some water. And I need to wear a mask to get in. What the fuck y'all want me to do? Jump up and be Miss Get Bad? I'm not Miss Get Bad. I'm Miss Shree Bad, okay? And I know when to get on bad. I'm not going to end up being a fucking video on Instagram or on Sean King shit talking about, yo, we got to fight for Shree. Nah, motherfucker, you ain't got to fight for Shree. Shree going to put on a mask and go about our goddamn business and enter the business. Because guess what? If I go to a supermarket and I say, yo, I'm not wearing no mask, fuck y'all. Now they have every reason and right to call the police and say, yo, shorty's trespassing. And then if they want a police brutality on me, whether it's right or wrong, they got a reason for it. You feel me? So I got to wear a mask. Yo, not for nothing. I live in an apartment building. Okay? I live in an apartment building. It's more than an apartment building because I don't rent. I own my shit. Okay? Y'all want to dock something? Y'all can learn about that. I own my shit. But I can't even go out in my hallway to drop off my trash without wearing a mask. There's a sign. You have to wear a face covering or a mask to even walk out your house to the hallway to the elevator. Motherfuckers ain't playing out here. Okay? They're not playing out here. And I ain't mad. Because if wearing a mask is going to allow me not to get your fucking cooties, I'll put that motherfucker on. I'm not Superwoman. I've been stuck in here. I go outside a little bit, take my vitamins and shit. But I don't know how strong your cooties is. Fuck that. I ain't get that motherfucker yet. I want to keep it that way. And by the way, there's a study coming out that says that cannabis decreases your chances of getting COVID-19. That's a whole other story though. Okay? Let's hit it back. So, I'm done with that. Y'all already understand why I haven't been really doing the COVID-19 updates directly from Cuomo. I did watch Cuomo today though, right? And one thing I seen on Periscope a lot was people talking about the nursing home situation. Excuse me. That nursing home shit is tough, yo. Not tough on the people outside of the nursing home, but tough for the people in the nursing home. I'm not even talking about the orderlies, and I'm talking about the elderly folks that live up in that mug. Because they thrive on seeing their family or whatever, and it's bad enough that some of them don't even get to see their family because maybe their family too busy or whatever. But a lot of them, even if they had family that did visit, technically that family can't come in there and check them. And not for nothing, there's a lot of elderly people in a nursing home that don't got no family. Why you think it was so many New Yorkers dying in their crib from COVID as opposed to being in the hospital? Don't you think a lot of them was elderly? There's a lot of elderly out here that's alone. They ain't got nobody. Even if they had family, they don't check for them. You would hear stories out here in New York City how there's certain elderly people that got to eat dog food because Social Security don't give them enough for them to pay their rent and buy regular food. And that's not just the elderly. God damn it, this whole family's out here homeless because the cost of living is so high. They can't afford to pay rent and feed their kids at the same time. And it's not like they bums. They got real job and the job don't do enough. That shit is wild. So I can see why a lot of elderly in nursing homes will die of COVID. They ain't got nobody to support them. You can't even hug somebody out here. I know people telling me they ain't have sex in 70 some odd days with their significant other because they afraid to get this shit. That's dumb to me. But hey, I get it. That shit is crazy. That's what I feel about the nursing home people. Cuomo, he might have killed them. Trump might have killed them. You know, somebody dropped the ball on them, yes. But what's the point of blaming these motherfuckers if they ain't going to do what they got to do? They politicians. They're going to run around and make their excuses. They're going to do whatever. And I get it. You want to talk to Cuomo about that because I guess it's a statewide problem. But go fucking talk to your goddamn mayor about that bullshit, his incompetent ass. Damn. Shit is crazy. Okay? Another thing that they were talking about, let me get myself back together. Another thing they were talking about was the school system. They still trying to figure summer school out, XYZ. And one young man came into Periscope and, he was talking about how attendance right now with online learning for schools is 90 to 95%. And I was like, yo, that's dope. But you know why that is? Do you really know why that is, homeboy? One, most of them ain't got nowhere to go. Two, they parents ain't got nowhere to go. Three, instead of catching cabin fever and killing everybody, they might as well go to school and learn something and do something with their life. Of course you're going to get 90 to 95% attendance. These little boogers don't want to go outside and be a part of stop and frisk, aka social distancing laws, even though those laws are now, dismissed. They don't give a shit. I don't want no more Eric Garners out here, and neither do they. So I can see why half of them will be like, yo, fuck it, I'm not going outside. Or if I go outside, I'm still going to be crew deep, but I'm at least wear a mask and this and that. Let me go do my schoolwork. Because I don't know what the fuck going to happen out here. I don't know what the new normal is yet. So let me go do something constructive like I ain't never do before. Ain't nowhere to play hooky at. Fuck. Let's go do work. But here's my thing. What's going to happen when the parents start going back to work? Huh? What's your attendance going to look like then? Because these kids, let me tell you, before COVID, there was no 90 to 95% attendance rate. Hell no. If I tell you it was 70%, I might be lying. I think the attendance rate in public schools before COVID was probably 50 to 65%. Motherfuckers played hooky. Motherfuckers had jobs. All kinds of shit. It's hard out here. Even if you got a little money. It's hard. So it's like when these parents go back to work, because they can go back to work, it's certain industries out here that probably will not go back and do nothing until January. I'm going to keep it real with you. You want to go to your favorite gym? You might have to wait till January. You want to deal, you want to watch the next season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? They probably won't film until January. Because how the fuck you going to film with everybody 6 feet apart and a whole bunch of masks on? Yeah, think about that. Okay? If the subways were to officially open again at full capacity, hell no. Maybe February or March. Ain't gonna happen like that. It can't happen like that. It has to be a small and slow process out here. And I will explain why that is in a hot second. But let's go back to these kids. When they start the slow reopening again, because I don't know if y'all noticed, we have to hit, every state has to hit at least 6 benchmarks, I think, in order to say they can reopen. And there's only certain counties in New York State that have hit 3 of those benchmarks, not all 6. So that's why I say they're doing like soft pushes and soft openings, because technically they can't open up at all unless these 6 benchmarks have been met. And if you're only getting that 3, you got problems. Anywho, that also has to do with what I'm about to talk about. But just to quickly go back to the public school, once these soft pushes start happening, parents have to go back to work. Who's going to make sure that these kids, 1, stay their ass home, and 2, stay involved in the work? And I'm not talking about younger children, okay? Because once you get younger children into a routine, they'll follow it. For the most part, they'll be good. I'm talking about high schoolers, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What the fuck? They're not built to stay home and stay still. They're not built for none of that. You lucky you getting 90 to 95 out of them right now. You're lucky. You're lucky. And I did not ask the guy on Periscope what the age range was, because he could have told me it was kindergartners, and I would have believed his ass. If he'd have told me 9th graders and 10th graders and 12th graders, I'd have been like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I need a second opinion. So now let's go to the final thing that I want to talk about for now, because there's always different things to talk about, but I really don't want to get caught up in my emotions anymore about New York and New York City. I want to try to make this as unemotional as possible, but I feel for the people that go through shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm all right. I'm chilling. But I constantly hear, I don't hear as many people talking about, yo, this person died from COVID, that person died from COVID. But now I'm hearing, you got your unemployment? I ain't get that shit yet. You got your own business? I ain't getting no loan yet. 70-something days, like 78 days, we've been on lockdown. People still ain't getting unemployment. They still ain't getting no SBA loan. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing coming in. That's what I'm hearing about. And that's messed up. I'm hearing about people talking about, yo, I now have to become an essential worker because I'm not getting the things I need to get. Critical, right? Right. It's critical. So the last thing I want to talk about is why New York City or New York State hasn't opened up like these other states. Okay? 19 million people live in New York State. Let's say about 9 million or so live in New York City. Okay? New York City is a very dense area. All right? Y'all can imagine that, right? Y'all can, yeah. Yeah. I need you guys to understand something about New York City. All right? And this is why now we have to separate New York State from New York City, okay? There are only 10 states that have a higher population than New York City. Let me repeat that again for the people in the back who don't have a lot of comprehension and don't know that RIF means reading is fundamental. Okay? I'm going to say it again. There are only 10 states in the United States of America that have a higher population than New York City. Not New York State. New York City. 10 states. Georgia is not one of those states. Okay? Georgia has about the same amount of people in that state as in the city of New York. Okay? So it's a lot easier to manage 9 million people in a huge ass state than 9 million people in a city that's probably like 23 miles long, 23 miles wide. The size of New York City is only a sliver in the state of freaking Georgia. You could probably fit the size, I'm not talking about the people. The size of New York City can probably fit like 6 times within the state of Georgia. And I'm sure one of my good YouTube friends is going to confirm or deny that for me. But that's a good analogy and assumption to have. I'm not trying to make an ass out of you. I'd rather make an ass out of me. But it's a good assumption to have. Let's say about 5 New York cities, the size of it can fit in the state of Georgia. Imagine 9 million people in their city times 5. Georgia can't handle that. It's a lot of space in Georgia. There is not a lot of space in New York fucking City. All right? Because the one thing y'all ain't hear about yet is the New York City subway system opening up. Really? You want COVID for the rest of your life? Because there will be no social distancing on the subway. None. There's none now. And it's 98% drop in ridership. Maybe 92 now. 92% drop in ridership. And it's still fucking clustered on the goddamn subway car. So imagine if all 9 million people decided to go back on the subway. Because let's hit y'all up to another thing in New York City, okay? Because a lot of these states outside of New York City and New York State do not understand something. 9 million people take public transportation, okay? And I'm going to tell you why 9 million people take public transportation. If you want to be technical, I would say there are about 9 million, some odd 100,000 people in New York City. Okay? Those some odd 100,000 people in New York City would be those idiot New Yorkers, and I'm calling them idiots right now, that would say, I will never get on the subway and I will never get on a bus. I will drive everywhere. That's some idiot ass shit. Okay? Because plenty of times, the subway gonna get you quicker than a car will. Okay? Them people that live in Long Island, don't let them tell you they don't take no motherfucking subway, because they got to get their ass in the city. So they're gonna hop on the Metro North to 25th, jump on the A train, the 2 train, one of them trains, and get busy. Heard? Copy? This is what I'm saying. 9 million people take the subway. Even if you have a car and you drive, at some point in time, you're going to hop on that subway. You're going to hop on that bus. You're going to hop on that Metro North. I'll give you another example. It's a lot of bars in New York City. You really want all these drunk motherfuckers on a Saturday night driving home? What about the ones that don't have enough money for the Uber and the taxi and the Lyft? What they gonna do? They gonna take their broke drunk ass on the subway and pray that they are sober enough to get off at the right stop and go home. Okay? Yeah, that's gonna be it. So how the fuck is New York City gonna jump back into our normal shit if you don't even know how to handle social distancing and mask on a motherfucking subway? You can't force homeless people to wear a fucking mask. Trust me, you can't. if they got mental illness or they on some kind of drugs or some kind of shit like this, you're not going to force them to do nothing. You cannot enforce that. It'll just be repeated COVID all day. So when people compare New York City to Georgia and Texas, God bless y'all, man. Yo, my people in Texas, stay safe, right? Because it seems like what's happening is they'll reopen up the state. You'll get a spike in the COVID, and then everybody be like, oh shit, let's put on our mask and social distance and wash our ass again, and then the numbers go back down. New York City cannot afford that shit. Who give a fuck about New York State no more? They got grass, you know, they cows and shit. They got space out the wazoo. They got space. Imagine if all the 9 million people in New York City decide to move out to New York State and then travel into New York City. That still will be a problem, but it'll be better. Because then we got more room to breathe. Then we can really do social distancing. New York City don't work like that. So y'all can't be like, well, Texas is open, and Georgia is open, and Florida is open, and Idaho is open. What's wrong with New York City? Man, if y'all don't get all the way out here with that bullshit, I'm going to leave y'all with this. I know all the bullshit going on. Whether this COVID-19 is real or fake, whether 5G made it or didn't make it, whether you got the Chinese strain or the European strain, and let me remind y'all once again, stop blaming Chinese for the COVID in New York City. Because New York City, y'all got the European strain. So y'all go blame an Italian for that motherfucking shit. Okay? I'm not really hearing people in New York talking shit about Italians. Them was the motherfuckers that brought it to us. Okay? Not the Chinese. Remember, Cuomo said we had stopped China travel. So it wasn't Chinese people that brought the motherfucker in here unless a Chinese person went to Italy and came the fuck back over here and gave it to us. Stop acting ignorant, y'all. Now, I'm going to sound like an oxymoron, and I might sound like a hypocrite when I say I'm not fucking with China no more. I don't want to buy nothing out of China no more. I want everything made in the USA again, and I want outsourcing to stop. Bring all our shit back to America, and let us get these jobs we supposed to have so we can get back to fucking normal. Ain't nothing wrong with saying that. But I'm not going to condemn all Chinese people. Hell, I haven't eaten Chinese food in a minute because most of them have been closed. Some of them are starting to open back up, but I'm not going to eat out of them. That's my personal preference. That don't mean the next Chinese person that I see walking down the street, I'm going to spit in their face. Nah, B. I'm not doing that. You bat-eating motherfucker. Nah, that don't make no sense. Because the bat-eating motherfucker ain't bring COVID here. Go to California with that shit. Go to fucking Florida with that shit. Go over there with that shit. For all that, don't eat pizza no more. You feel me? But y'all motherfuckers gonna go right to fucking Ray's and eat that pizza. So stop that ignorant ass shit. I'm not for it. And when it comes to New York City reopening, New York State has already had a soft reopening. 3 counties in New York State have decided to reopen their shit just to see what the fuck is going to happen. Let them have it. I will stay inside and put on, if all it takes is to put on a fucking mask, walk outside for a couple minutes, come back in, fuck it, I will do that. Because I want to make sure that when I go back to work in my industry, which probably won't open until January because they got to figure out how you going to have a whole bunch of motherfuckers, how you going to make money with 10 motherfuckers in a gym? You can't. 6 feet apart. You can't. The fucking equipment is not even a foot apart. You can't do it. So what the fuck am I going to do until then? Nah, y'all figure it out. And y'all make sure y'all figure it out right. Okay? I mean, there's a lot of things that New Yorkers now have to worry about with this COVID-19. And it's not the virus itself. I've been telling y'all, this COVID-19 has been bringing up public health issues, social economic issues, racial issues, all the fuck shit that has been buried under the rug in America, COVID-19 has brought it a little bit to the surface. So what we need to do is solve these problems. And if solving these problems allows us to have a new normal, which allows us to go back outside and live our lives like we're supposed to, we got to do this shit right. I can't prove if COVID is real or not. I can't. It's too many scientists backpedaling, pussy popping. I don't know what the fuck to believe now. But what I do believe is that if we're going to go back into the way we're supposed to do it, let's do it right, man. Let's not go blind and free. And, you know, I'm not showing up in Michigan with a fucking gun talking about reopen again. That's dumb too. You dumb too. Anywho, that's it for me. I will holler at y'all later with more COVID-19 updates as they come along. Oh yeah, this stimulus package bullshit, I believe it when I see it, man. I already got $1,200. You want to give me some more $1,200 or $2,000? I'll wait till Trump says something and they decide, okay, next round starts in July. This one I'm going to talk to y'all about that, okay? Until then, man, that's going to be like a pipe dream for me. It is. It's a pipe dream for me. And thank you, Governor Cuomo, for extending unemployment until January, if that really happens or has happened already. Because people like myself, people who are barbers, hairdressers, the people, you know, the people who do waxing and threading on somebody's face, you know, shit like that, they ain't got no business right now. They're not going to have no business because you have to be up under somebody. There's no way I'm going to have a barber put a line in my head or a design in my head from 6 fucking feet. That's dumb. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So we got to figure it out and figure it out properly, okay? And these people might not have a job until January. So let's figure it out. And not for nothing, it's a whole other business. It's a whole lot of other businesses that are not opening up their buildings until January. All right? And we could talk about that another day too. I wanted to keep this short. 32 minutes is fine by me. I hope I didn't rant too much. Let me know. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and support. Okay? I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day. Keep enjoying real life, man. That's it. Do the best you can with your real life. Salute to all the essential workers. You know, salute to all the doctors and nurses still dealing with the fuck shit. You know, pray for the elderly that live in the nursing homes, man. Pray for the people then. With that said, I'm out. Peace and blessings.